Good morning. What we're going to do is I'm actually going to try to clean up and repurpose this old grill that I have. It's a good little gas grill, but the burner had basically deteriorated. Um, so in the front was rusty and it had some issues. So yesterday took it apart, respray painted the outside of it, took the burners out of it completely, and went to try to order another burner for it online. But of course, they're not available. So, what I did, I bought a universal burner that we're going to put in this grill today. And I'll show you what the old one looked like and show you how to put together the new one. Then we hopefully will hook this bad boy up and have a new grill that'll last another couple, 2 or 3 seasons. I'll be back with you in just a minute. Okay, as we talked about, we're going to replace this burner, and I looked online, could not find the exact same one for that particular model. A lot of times you can look on the plate on your grill and it'll have a serial number and model. I found it online, but they were out of stock on it. So I just went to Home Depot. I got a universal, um, this is, adjustable large burner, and it's kind of easy. Also, I got this stainless steel heat tent that'll go over this as well. Unfortunately, a lot of times they put the very cheap burners in there that are made out of this little pot metal, and they don't last very long. So, fortunately, taking a look at this one, you can get stainless steel, you can get aluminum that'll last for a long time that are not made out of that cheap pot metal. This one was about 30 bucks at Home Depot. And what I do is, here, let me show you first the old one. It's kind of had fallen apart. We also want to know the length of the old one, which is going to be important here in a couple of minutes, and I'll show you why. This one is 14 inches, 14 inches long. So, first thing I did whenever I opened this up is, and I know my wife says I never do this, but I've started getting in the habit of lately trying to read the instructions. And I check for the installation manual for all of my parts, because I don't know how many times I've went to put something together and come to find out I'm missing one screw or 2 bolts or something else. But everything here was perfect. So what we'll do, we'll start out with, we'll take this, has a small spring that you want to mount on here, and what this spring does for you later is when you hook this up, if it doesn't fit nice and tight, this spring has a little wire on the end of it which you can bend around the intake on your gas line so that you don't have any gas leaks or it doesn't come off. So pretty simple process. Put this one on, but it's unusual, or it's not unusual, it's normal that these things all come pretty much disassembled and you have to put them together. So I put one wire on that one, turn around and do exactly the same thing on the other one. These little wires are kind of small, and you want to be careful not to bend them. So you tighten it down just snug. You don't want it real tight. Okay. Then the second thing we're going to do, we're going to take here on our base, which this is the base for your burner. You're going to take, and it comes with a gasket. You put the gasket on, and it comes with 2 screws. So it's kind of nice thing about this, you don't need a lot of tools. All you really need is a Phillips screwdriver and maybe a crescent wrench, and we'll use a crescent wrench later. These, you do want to tighten them down pretty snug. I mean, you don't want to strip them out, but you want to put them in pretty darn snug, because this is going to be your gas line that goes directly from your propane to your burner. So I want to make sure they're pretty snug. Oop. The other thing is to make sure that you've got them both pointing in the same direction. I've done stuff like that before, put it together and realized I had one upside down. But once we get this put together, we'll take a little break. I'll run over to the grill and get set up there, and then show you how to connect the gas. But we'll continue here to get these in. Uh-oh. There we go. You always want to leave one a little bit loose until you get both screws in, so that if you have to adjust it back and forth, you can. Really snug. Really snug. So now, we've got those both set up. You know, the thing I'm not tickled with is how my wire, both of them are going the same direction. I think I'm going to loosen this one and put my wire over here, because I'm going to be going into it from right to left. There we go. So we've got that part done. Now the next part of this is, because it's universal, what that means is that your burners can be adjusted to fit different size grills. This particular burner, the old one, was 14 inches. That's what we measured. So on this, I'm going to go ahead and take and put the legs on it. What these are, they're just small little bent pieces of metal that I turn like this, because it's going to set on that off at the bottom of your grill. Okay, so we will put those in there. Screw in. We've got a bolt, little bolt here that goes on top. Just kind of finger tighten it down for now. Pull them apart. You want it spread a little bit. I can take a pair of pliers and hold on to it and tighten it up a little snugger with this. I'm going to loosen it just a hair. I want these legs spread apart as far as I can get them. And then I'll tighten them up. good and snug. So see, that's what's going to happen. Your burner is going to set on those little legs on the bottom of your grill. So you just want to do both of them the same way. It's kind of nice to, I don't know, I do it. I lay out my parts, you know, like this, and the legs and the bolts in one stack, this in another stack, so I can just keep it straight in my mind as to what I'm doing with it. Of course, my fingers and hands are too big to fit inside of these little things. There we go. But it's really not too bad. I mean, this is kind of a pretty easy thing to do. You really need a few tools, very few tools. And, you know, you take an older grill that's been around 3 or 4 years, and you can make it work and burn like a brand new one for $30, $40, $50, depending on the size of yours. Okay, so we've done that now. This slides in. That's what makes it adjustable. Now, it comes with 4 bolts, screws. These screws in here will, you'll screw them out, which will expand to the sides, so it'll stop it and it'll put it where you want it. It's kind of hard to get those little bitty screws in there, so before I started, you know, videoing it, I went ahead and I put my 4 screws in, just loosely put them in there. Now, this comes with these small little clips, and what these clips are for is you put it on here when you get this thing where you want it adjusted, so it holds it in place. I don't know that I'm going to even use it. I mean, you can, but I just take my tape measure. I know that's 14 inches. That's what I want. That's what I want. So I lay it out here, and I move these into where I would like for this to be. And with a tape, you know, the interesting thing, this grill with them all the way in is 14 inches. So this is for a large grill, and this is a medium to small grill, but it fits perfect. So I don't really need to use the clips because I've got the exact length that I want with them pushed all the way in. But in order to stop them from sliding, I take these set screws that are in here and just tighten them up. And I'll tighten a little bit on one side, and then I'll tighten a little bit on the other side, so it don't end up with it lopsided. If you just tighten it all on one side, then of course, then your slide will be lopsided. So I do a little on each side. Those are nice and snug. Now I'll do the other side. Put the screw about halfway, turn it around, bring the other screw about halfway. It's starting to tighten up, I can feel it. So now I'm gonna look at it, it looks good to me. I'm gonna tighten that bad boy up good and tight so that it don't slide or move on me. Tighten down all 4 of those screws. And we're set. We've got our new burner. Now all we're going to have to do is go out to the grill itself and we'll take these gas lines, pull them out just a little bit, bend them to a 90-degree, put them into the gas regulator on the grill, use these little springs to just kind of give it a little secure around there. You probably don't need it because this is going to be very tight fit anyway. But that's all there is to that so far. I'm going to take a break here, get the grill, get this set up, and we'll come back to you in just a minute. All right, what I wanted to show you here was real quick. Sometimes on these universals, the holes may or may not necessarily match up. So, you know, this is an older grill, doesn't really matter to me. I took a hole saw and I drilled another hole in the bottom of the drill itself, or the grill itself. That way this will actually fit in there perfect. So what I'm doing is I'll put this through here. Get it seated right in the bottom, and then we'll go around here underneath and hook up the gas lines. Be right back. Okay, real quick, all we're doing is we're taking these flexible hoses, giving them a nice pull down evenly, because they will flex so that they're long enough to enter our gas. And at this point, you just take and press it on evenly, both hands. Take this little spring, pull it up under this front clip, and give it a little twist. All it's doing is kind of holding it just in case it were to come loose. But it's not coming loose, goes snap, they snap right on. So from that, all we do now is take and hook our gas tank back up, and everybody's done that with a grill, I do believe. But I'll throw this one in here. Make sure we're nice and tight. And we've got a new gas grill. Okay, we are back. I just wanted to show you now at this point, we'll get a little closer maybe, that we've turned our gas on, we've hooked everything back up. We'll turn the gas on, give it a test here. Looks like we have flame, both sides. So, taking an old grill that, you know, somebody might have just pitched in the trash, and for about 40 bucks, got a good grill here that will work for another 2, 3, 4 years probably. So, doesn't look too bad either once we've painted it, cleaned it up a little bit. It looks pretty presentable actually. So I'll attach some pictures of it before and after as well to the video. And if you enjoyed the video and hopefully it helped you a little bit, gave you some ideas, like it, subscribe, and share it with your friends. We'd greatly appreciate it. Happy barbecuing.